Questions concerning the mental plane. 31. What is the mental matrix and what is its function? The mental matrix, or, rather, the tetrapolar magnet, is a connecting link between the mental and astral bodies. It is the finest spiritual akashic substance that guides the functions of the spirit. It is created from the finest spiritual akashic substance that exists in the human body. The mental matrix or ethereal principle transfers all thoughts, pictures, and impressions from all planes to the consciousness of the spirit with the help of the material, astral, and spiritual senses. The spirit then processes these impressions with the help of the astral and physical bodies. 32. Methods with which fantasy can be enhanced. Fantasy can be enhanced through particular stimulants or excitants, by raising one's thoughts and feelings, through beauty, music, nature, song, love, fragrances, incense, and so on. 33. What kind of attributes does the mental matrix have? The mental matrix has the attributes of the tetrapolar magnet and guides the activity of the spirit in the astral body. The mental matrix is electromagnetic and guides thoughts and the imagination to the consciousness of the spirit. The mental matrix connects the mental body with the astral body. 34. What purpose does the mental matrix serve? The mental matrix as the tetrapolar magnet is the center of all attributes and powers of the eternal spirit, which makes use of them in the astral body, which is his shell. After the eternal spirit leaves his two shells, that is, the material body and the astral body, the mental matrix keeps all the attributes and powers which the person possessed at the end of his material life on earth and takes them with him into the mental plane. 35. What is the difference between an idea and a thought? A human being can either find an idea by himself, or he can acquire one by working for it in accordance with his level of development and maturity on the basis of a thought in which the particular idea is contained. The thought is only the shell of the idea which, by means of the mental matrix, reaches the consciousness of the spirit. The idea originates in the causal world. 36. How does the spirit receive thoughts? The spirit receives all thoughts through the mental matrix, which is a conduit for all thoughts and concepts. Imagination. 37. What happens when the mental body transmits thoughts? When the mental body, or rather the spirit, transmits thoughts, telepathy comes into being, that is the transference of thoughts by means of the Akasha principle without time or space on the mental plane. 38. How is this expressed in the astral and in the material? These thoughts are received by a very finely developed physical, clairaudient sense of hearing, which passes the thoughts as impressions to the astral clairaudient hearing. From there, the thoughts reach the consciousness of the spirit through the conduit which is the mental matrix, where they become conscious and where they are processed. 39. What is a condensation? If we accumulate the power of the will, intellect, feelings, and manifested belief in an imagined substantial matter, then dynamize and increase the powers by means of opposition or resistance, what comes into being is a condensation of the created matter. That is how we actually make use of the tetrapolar magnet in our consciousness. 40. What is telepathy? Telepathy is the transmittal of thoughts. As a rule, we transmit thoughts imperatively and also by speaking to a particular person, in order for that person to perform a particular task. We send the thoughts into the mental plane, and the Akasha principle, the ether, transmits those thoughts without time and space to the spiritual ears of the person for whom they were intended. 41. What is the mental aura? The mental aura consists of colored radiating attributes of the spirit which are emanated by the tetrapolar magnet or, rather, the mental matrix, with its positive and negative poles. 42. How do timelessness and spacelessness express themselves in the mental kingdom from the human point of view? From the human point of view, spacelessness and timelessness express themselves in the mental kingdom as an absolute void which is feared by all created things. 43. How do we differentiate between electric and magnetic thoughts from the mental point of view? On the mental plane, electric thoughts awaken feelings of warmth in us, of being relaxed and at ease. Magnetic thoughts give us a feeling of coldness, of constriction. 44. What is mental harmony? What is mental disharmony? Positive thoughts, imaginations, and impressions that we experience on the mental plane awaken feelings of agreement, satisfaction, beauty, joy, and sympathy in us. They cause harmony within us. Negative thoughts, imaginations, and impressions awaken dissonance, antipathy, dissatisfaction, ugliness, and sadness within us, in other words, disharmony. Both harmony and disharmony are expressions of the absolute lawfulness. We must be able to control both. 45. How do thoughts express themselves positively and negatively, and how are they converted? Active thoughts express themselves positively in the normal consciousness, and negative thoughts express themselves in the subconscious. We acquire the ability to differentiate all thoughts, whether positive or negative, through daily introspection in accordance with the 4 elements and their polarities. We can only conquer negative thoughts by battling with them, namely in 4 different ways. 1. Through a firm will, i.e. willpower, thereby destroying their effectiveness. 2. Through transmutation, by changing negative thoughts into positive, active, thoughts, in other words, by changing negative thoughts into their opposites, in a passive manner. 3. Through allowing negative thoughts to run through our senses without paying any attention to them until they disappear. 4. Through systematic autosuggestion. 46. Under what circumstances may we employ isolation, transmutation, autosuggestion, and the battle? We use isolation in order not to be infected by the negative attributes or passions of an unbalanced being with which we come into close contact, or in magical operations, for example when we want to make ourselves invisible. Transmutation not only serves us when converting thoughts and attributes, but also powers, various circumstances, ailments, moods, sentience, deeds, impressions, perceptions, pictures, and similar things and circumstances, etc., which we change. In all cases only noble goals should be pursued. With autosuggestion, we improve and ennoble our character, our disposition. Furthermore, we strengthen our spirit and prepare him to perform something that we cannot accomplish by means of our normal powers and exercises, and may even achieve success in these cases. This applies only to our astral or psychic and spiritual development. Through the battle we eliminate negative attributes and overcome any obstacles, especially when it comes to the exercises. We make use of our willpower, the power of the imagination, fixation, our consciousness, and other powers and attributes. 47. How do the personal and universal God work in the mental sphere? In the mental realm, the personal God works upon us intuitively and inspirationally. He leads us through thoughts to self-recognition and ennoblement. He guides our divine principle of the eternal spirit so that we get closer to the personal God every day and eventually identify with him. The universal God in the mental sphere places obstacles in our way up until that point in time when we have all the universal elements and their attributes under our control. This expresses itself especially in introspection, in the exercises, and also in everyday life. The universal God expresses himself within us in the mental plane as a negative state without time and space, as an absolute nothingness, a void, and also in the conscience.